And as long as the next generation has a chance to live better than the one before it, America's still a great place. And I often ask, how many people out here are living better than you ever dreamed you would be when you were a little kid growing up? And I'm amazed. Most every hand in the room goes up. And you know what? It's hard to get your hand higher than me. And then sometimes I ask this question, how many of you think that your kids and your grandkids will be living even better than you? And I'm really amazed sometimes when a lot of times nobody puts their hand up because they're not sure their kids are going to be living better. And folks, that's why we have to change. And we need to say to this Congress who's in Washington now, enough is enough. You guys have failed to get the job done. It shouldn't be harder for me to get on an airplane in my own hometown than it is for somebody to jump across an international border. I have to have more documentations to get on a flight going from Little Rock to Dallas than a person crossing the Rio Grande has to have getting across the U.S.-Mexican border. Now, that isn't right. We ought to have a secure border. And when I hear Congress talking about, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, the first thing you do is you build a border and you secure it and you make sure that when people do come through, they come through legally and orderly. That's what you do. If we really want to make it life fair and bring some equity to the tax code, get rid of the current tax system. I want to be the president that nails the going out of business sign on the Internal Revenue Service and make April 15th another beautiful spring day in America and not the day we dread. When we pass the fair tax, that's what happens. Here's what happens when we pass the fair tax. We get rid of a tax on your income, on your dividends, on capital gains, on your paychecks. You get your whole paycheck. And we're not taxing you for your productivity. And if you're at the bottom end of the economic spectrum for the first time in your life, you might have a shot at reaching the next rung on the ladder, which is what most Americans want. Just give me a shot at it. Don't guarantee it to me. Just give me a shot.